Hey guys! Today I'm going to be showing you all how to make a sunset picture. I'm going to be showing you what brushes to use, what paints to use, how to mix your colors, and each step of the way of how to do it. So let's get started. Alright y'all, so this is the Master's Touch Fine Art Studios acrylic paint. This is what I use on almost all of my paintings. I get it from Hobby Lobby and it's relatively cheap. They blend well and they're water based. So this is titanium white, and this is going to be the first one we use. We're also going to have crimson red, and this is going to be the base of our sunset. A little bit of the burnt sienna, a yellow med, and permanent black. This is going to be basically all we need for the entire painting. Also, you don't have to get these exact colors, but it will help you get the same color palette when we start mixing the colors. I got all of these in a set. Next I want to talk about the brushes. They all have different numbers that tell you what bristles you have. This one's going to be a number 7. Next we're going to use a number 8. And last, I like to use the number 14 flat. The number 14 flat is going to be useful on the background of the canvas so that you can get all of the colors mixed in evenly. Next, grab a cup that you don't mind getting so messy and fill it up with water so we can get started on our painting. Okay, so when I start out, I like to make sure that I have the right surfaces. This is Ashley's apartment, so she's got this nice glass table. I don't want to get it messed up. So what I did was I made sure to go get a cardboard box, just fold it down so it's completely flat, and we're going to make sure that none of the paint gets splattered on the floor, on the table, anything. Get a nice big box and put everything right in the center so you know you're not going to make a mess. Next, I like to have a mixing piece of cardboard. And so what that is just a flap that I had torn off. And that's just so that we can mix everything on a large surface without wasting paper plates, anything like that. So first we're going to start with our red. I'm going to get a good little bit of red, maybe a quarter size. And I'm going to put it right there. And we're going to be using a lot of that red at first because that's going to be our main portion to our sunset. We're also going to get a little white. And I like to keep these kind of spread out so that they're not mixing immediately, but that I can mix them when I'm ready for them. We're going to do less of the white, and we're going to do barely any yellow. And we're going to put that kind of right in the middle. We're going to do it over the yellow so we can get kind of a tiny bit of orange going into our sunset colors. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get my big brush, the 14 or 16 or whatever it is that you have. We're going to get the 14 ready, and we're going to pull things into the middle. So I'm going to get my red in there and move right over the yellow, and then I'm going to mix it around. Now this is a very, very red paint, so I want to make sure that I can balance that out and make it a little darker, because we don't want anything to be too bright. This is going to be kind of a mellow tone or a very subtle colored painting. We don't want to have it too crazy. So I'm going to get the brown, and then I'm going to pull the brown in just a little bit. We're going to mix that into it. And then a tiny bit of white. Not much. We just want to lighten it up just a little bit. And what the brown and the white did to the red is going to wash it out so it's a little duller than that just really bright red that we had before. So you want to make sure your paintbrush is fully coated on that. Now we're going to make a background for our sky. So we're going to go back to the canvas and we're going to look at the sky. So the first thing we're going to do is paint the top of the canvas in an arch. You can start in the corners and just work your way in. When doing this, we're going to do back and forth strokes in a horizontal pattern. This will help us keep our sky consistent throughout. Also, we're going to keep doing this the rest of the painting. When you go back to your paints, make sure you grab a little bit of water on your paintbrush. This will help you spread the paint so there isn't white spots in your canvas and to blend the colors into other colors. Now you won't be seeing this on video, but also make sure you wrap your paint around the sides of your canvas. During the next step, we're going to make a darker color. To do this, you will add a little more brown and white to the mix. This will help dull it out. Remember to put some water on your paintbrush so you're not putting too much of this color on at once. The color will look like this when you paint it on in strokes on the canvas. As you can see, we're going to put a little more color below what you've already done. This will give more depth to the sky. Add some white to the mix that you already made and paint a little below on the red in the canvas. Add some water to your paintbrush and mix it into the dark red. After that, we're going to replicate the pink color that we just made at the bottom.
She got whatever it is, it blows me away. Sees everything I want to say.
This will help us make the base of our lake. Leave your canvas blank in the middle, and we're going to start the dark part of the lake right here. Go all the way across. You can go above the line to help blend in for what we're going to do next. Next we're going to do the middle, and the middle is really going to be where you see more light from the sun. So we want to make a pink real quick. I'm going to add a little more yellow, and with that I'm going to pull in a lot of white and a little bit of red. We're going to start towards the top of the blank space. Add more water as you go. I ended up adding a little more white to the mix as I painted downward. Do the same thing at the bottom of your blank space. Also blend that in. When you start running out of paint on your paintbrush, keep painting to the bottom of your canvas. This will fill in some color towards the bottom. Whenever adding a new layer to the sky or the lake, make sure to blend them in with the previous layer. You can add some highlighted details in the sky or the lake to give them some depth. Again, make sure you wrap it around the sides of your canvas.
She's a lawyer's queen and a trucker's dream, with a baseball outfit for a queen, a genuine, a different kind of fine.
The next color that we will make will have white with the pink mix we just used. Add a tiny bit of yellow, maybe the size of your pinky nail. This will be used right down in the middle. This will end up looking like an eggshell color. Again, you will overlap into your pink color and blend in. At the bottom, lightly brush back and forth the eggshell into the pink. This will make it look like waves in your lake. Now with the thinner part of your brush, get right underneath your clouds or right on top of your waves. Now get your brush completely clean and brush the waves and clouds in. Your islands are going to be done with just black paint. To make these islands, you will need your number 8 brush. Use the tip and make the outline of your island first, and then fill it in. Continue dipping into your paint and add a thick layer so you can no longer see the background. You'll make 5 islands, 2 on each side and 1 at the top. Make them any length you want, but remember to space each one proportionally. You don't want them to be perfectly straight or look the same as each other. The top islands need to be thinner than the bottom islands. This will help the bottom islands appear to be closer than the top island.
For a queen, genuine, a different kind of fine.
Just like your islands, the trees need to be different sizes. The trees on the closer islands need to be larger than the trees on far islands. I'm going to start with the closer islands and make the trees tall. Make a point at the top of the tree and gradually make it wider as you go towards your island. Don't worry if you mess up while making your tree. I always say that making mistakes on trees gives the trees character. With your brush pointing directly at the canvas and the bristles of the brush angled downwards, make tiny branches at the top and much larger branches towards the bottom. To make each branch, I tap lightly at the canvas with the tip of the bristles. This will give it a textured look and look like an evergreen Christmas tree. Make your trees how you want them. They don't have to look like mine.
I guess foolish pride's to blame. Now I'm falling in love as she's...
Next we will add some bushes. This will add some detail to the islands. To do this, you want to use the same method from the branches. Tap the canvas lightly along the tops of your islands in a pattern that you like.
Now I'm falling in love as she's walking away.
The next part is to add a reflection on our water of the trees and islands. Doing this will make our islands look like they are surrounded by a lake. We'll use the color black, but add almost too much water to the paint. Leave a line of water up against the island and make the reflection of each island or tree longer than the object itself. Like the rest of the painting so far, your brush strokes should be horizontal, but it shouldn't look perfect. Continue on the rest of your islands, but keep the reflections darker at the front and lighter towards the back.
Don't you let regret take place of the dreams you have to chase. Ask her to dance. Come on, son.
As you can see what I've done, the shadows are rough looking and certainly not perfect, which looks more realistic. I have also added highlights to our lake and sky. The light from the setting sun should hit certain spots, but not others. Like waves on the ocean, there should be highlights at the top of a wave, so I've applied that to the painting. Next, we are going to highlight our trees. To do that, we need to know where the sun is shining from, and it's going to be shining from directly in the center of the canvas. That way we know that the sun will be shining onto this side of these trees, and this side of these trees. Get the eggshell color on your brush, and lightly tap the canvas just like we did when making the branches. Lightly coat each branch just on the tip and on the top of each one so it looks like the sun is shining on it. And you can also get the trunk of the tree all the way up on the bark so that it looks like the sun is shining on that as well. Once completed with your trees, also highlight your islands.
Face. Roll the dice and have some faith. And don't be falling in love as she's walking away. When you're
The last thing we want to do is add 3 small V's in the background. Doing this will look like birds in the distance.
to fight another day, don't be falling.
Okay everyone, thanks for watching my video. If you try this painting, send us a picture in this email and we will be happy to post it on our blog. If you plan on trying it but want more tips, you can also email us and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Happy painting!
It's gonna be funky. How come all the pretty girls like you are taken, baby? I've been looking for someone like you to save me. Life's too easy to be so damn